Welcome to Leaders Lead Podcast. Are you ready to conquer your challenges and achieve greatness? Join us as we dive into inspirational stories of industry leaders who have overcome adversity and reached new heights. Get ready for electrifying insights and captivating conversations that will ignite your passions for success. This is your go-to show for empowerment, growth, and leadership. Buckle up. Leaders Lead Podcast is here to take you on a transformational ride.
Hey, what's going on? This is Tony Taylor, and welcome to Leaders Lead the Podcast. I'm trying something a little bit different, but all in the same. I'm really curious, how are you doing with this political climate that we have here in America? I know there's some folks that are listening to the podcast in other countries. I know you're feeling it too. I like to know what you think about some of the things that you're hearing about America. I've heard from some of you already, and you're just like, oh man, it's appalling what you all are doing. And I agree. It is appalling. There is a lot of things that are happening that just, I'll be honest, it makes me very sick to my stomach. And, this is not a political show, but when things start affecting people, especially the people around me, especially the people that I love and care for, and, people that I don't even know, and I know that they're impacted, I know that there's some sadness, I would be doing not a good job as a person that's using their voice to speak on just things that affect and hurt people. If I didn't speak up, if I didn't say what was on my mind, and I'll be honest with you, it hasn't been easy to be able to draw a line in the sand. I'll be really honest with you, draw a line in the sand with some of the stuff that I'm hearing, some of the stuff that I'm seeing, some of the stuff that people are doing to champion some of the things that are happening to people that just don't make any sense, that are just cruel, that are inhumane, things and policies that just affect people on a grand scale. I'll tell you specifically when it comes to the situation that we have with the migrants that are coming to this country, it really fucked me up when I saw that all the people, the parents that were at our borders that was supposed to come here, and they were given some promise that there was a chance that they can come here legally, have their interview, and they can come here and have a better life. And all of a sudden, after one day, that went away. And I don't think that's right. I don't think that you punish people. Right? I never really believed in mass punishment or mass anything, because, we've always supposedly been the land of the free, the brave, but to blanketly do that to people and cause even more suffering just hurts my heart. And we saw it years ago. We saw it years ago when it happened, when the Dreamers got shut down. I was seeing some amazing people in fear. And here we are again. We're seeing people having fears as well, fears of their livelihood. It was somebody that I ran across. I'm not going to say where, but she was literally afraid, not just because of the things that are going on when it comes to immigration, there's parents, relatives, afraid to even, be here any longer, but because of the things that are happening to the LGBTQ plus community, which I believe is inhumane. I believe that it's wrong to single out a group of people based on who they choose to love. I think that it's messed up, and I think that we're actually going backwards as a society. And for the life of me, I don't get it. For the life of me, I don't get why there's other people that are championing this behavior, this hate. Something that I don't talk about even before this election. I was harassed in my neighborhood. And, it was definitely because I was black, right? I'll go ahead and say this. And the reason that I know this is because I was called some really choice words you can think about, or you probably can imagine the words that I was called. And all I was doing from a hard day was just taking taking a moment in my vehicle in my own neighborhood that actually sits on the golf course. I'm parked. I'm parked on the street and I'm meditating in my vehicle because it was a long, hard day. And that's how I choose to support myself in these moments, right? There's no crime in that. But all of a sudden, I'm hearing the N word of this a person that's trying to get in my vehicle. I start recording it because I'm just like, is this really happening? Is this really happening to me? A country that I've supported ever since I was 17, joined the Marine Corps. Like, is this really happening? Right? And I reach out to the police department. Nothing happens. They were asking me, what were you doing? Or how do you even know who this person is to give us the address and give us the name? Like, never mind if I'm okay. Never mind any of that. And make a long story short, it was almost like as if they were laughing in my face. They wouldn't go. I had to basically beg them to go. I had to send emails to get them to write a report, sending it to their chief. And I even went higher than that, some of their top officials. And to be completely honest, I was let down. This story that's happened in so many lives. And so many lives right now that are affected by this behavior, that are affected by these policies. Do you really not see a crime? Do you really not see a crime to justice of people and humanity? I see a huge crime. I see a huge crime to the people that are going through this. I see a huge crime to the people that are even more now than ever having to watch their back because of groups of people that are slinging hate. The story that I told you, that was before the election. And to be completely honest, I don't talk about this stuff enough. I go through it a lot. I go through it a lot as being a black man in the United States of America. It's tiring. It's very tiring. It's emotionally draining. I never really even knew how drained emotionally I had been, like, all of these years and having to go through this. I never really realized that how traumatic that could be. But here we are in our society where DEI is being used as a political punchline, is being used to divide people. I never would have thought in all of my years on this earth as a human, as a professional, with the words diversity, equity, and inclusion would be a bad word. But what's wrong with supporting diversity and a diverse environment, a diverse workforce, a diverse neighborhood, a diverse church, a diverse society? What's wrong with providing equity for people that need it? What's wrong with including all people and understanding that we do have a systematic problem? And if you say that there's not a systematic problem, I ask you to open your eyes and see what's happening. Some of, the very, fabrics of our society, the things that we were taught growing up, especially me in, living in a black community and going to some black schools growing up. Black History Month was something important. It was supposed to be a thing that to teach us who we are, not just the things that were done to us, but who we are as a people. But now that's being erased. For so long, our society believed and pretended that it was coming to the forefront because we were talking about it in schools and there were books that were being created. Yeah, they were being banned, but they were being created. There were people stepping out. There were companies who were willing to take a pledge and say, hey, you know what? We're willing to spend a billion, $1 million to promote diversity, equity, and inclusion. But as soon as one person took office and started the rhetoric that it was bad and just making fun of the whole thing and getting rid of people that were different, it makes no sense to me. It makes no sense to me. And there's a part of me that really is like, okay, now you see it. Now you see it because it's been so covert for so long. And, people would say, oh, there's no racism in America. It's definitely not systemic racism. I beg to differ. Ask the people that have lived it. And I'm talking about this because I don't want you to feel sorry for me. I don't want you to feel sorry for people like me. I don't want you to feel sorry for other people that are going through hardships. What I want you to do, and my hope, is that you would really look at the people. Don't look at the policies. Don't look at the buzzwords. Really look at the words that are in it, the reasons why, and the history behind it. Look at the faces so that you can get a better understanding. I think that that's what we need to do as a society, not just in the United States, but worldwide. So I could rant. I can go on and on about this for days, but I'm not. I'm talking about it because it's what's on my heart. And I hope that I've put it on your heart to not only just look at it, acknowledge it, but, maybe you speak up on it. Maybe you start talking about your opinions. Maybe there's something that you can do to change in your city, in your county, in your state, in your region. Maybe there's something that you could do to make a difference. Maybe you can make a difference at your workplace. Yeah, a lot of these companies, they're rolling back these policies that promote a diverse and equitable workforce, but maybe you could be the difference in somebody else's life that's having a hard time. If you think that the people that are if you think people in your workforce are not affected by this, then you're wrong. My hope is that you'll be an ally for what is right. And with that being said, I hope that you have an amazing day. If you want to reach out to me, I am at my email. I love to hear what you got to say about this. My email is info@TonyTaylorInspires.com. It's info@TonyTaylorInspires.com. I love to hear your thoughts on this. Even if you don't agree with me, I love to hear the other opinion with this. People that feel differently. Hey, if you think what's going on in today's society is okay, I'd love to hear why. I think that's where we start. It's definitely not where we finish. It's where we start, so we can get a better understanding of people. And my hope is that through this short episode, this 15 minutes that we spent together, my hope is that you can get another perspective of other people as well. So I'll see you later. I hope that you have an amazing day. Please feel free to subscribe to the podcast. Again, please feel free to reach out to me. Let me know if any of this is helping, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.
Thank you for allowing me to travel with you on your journey. I want to say thank you for the things that you're doing, the things that you've done, and the things that you're going to do, because I know that you're going to do something truly amazing. Remember, I'm here to stand by you as you chase your dreams, lead with greatness, and continue to make a difference. Don't forget to subscribe to the podcast so that you can be notified every time we drop a new episode. I'll see you next time on Leaders Lead the Podcast.